This ain't advice. I'm not your advisor. And as they say in the biz, slap that subscribe button. We're only about 100,000 away from a million. We're almost there. Welcome back. Today's episode of Buck Talk, I'm going to expand on yesterday's episode where I gave a primer on the basics of Roth IRAs. What I'm going to talk about today is just one little part of the technical aspects of Roth IRAs, but a pretty common one that's important to understand. So there's a strategy called a backdoor Roth IRA. Why might you want to use this? So there's an income limit on who is allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA. And it's actually a fairly low limit. For the year 2020, it starts to phase out if you're a single tax filer at $124,000. But there's a little trick for getting around this, and this is where the backdoor Roth IRA comes in. So you are allowed at any income level to make a contribution to a traditional IRA. Now there's also a limitation based on your income of whether that's deductible or not, but we don't care because we're trying to put money into a Roth IRA. Now here's the trick. You can put money into a traditional IRA and have it be a non-deductible contribution. So it's not reducing your income on your tax return. Then you can say, I want to do a conversion of my traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. Now, when you do a conversion, you have to pay tax on the difference between your basis and what the value is. But let's say you put $6,000 into a traditional IRA, a non-deductible one, which means you have full $6,000 basis, and the next day you convert it to a Roth IRA. Well, the value is still going to be $6,000. So there's going to be no tax to pay, and you can put it into a Roth IRA. Now you might say, Jack, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they have a loophole like this that you could drive a truck through? And it's a little complicated, but a lot of the reasons have to do with the fact that they've changed the rules about conversions over the years. And basically they left this loophole that's clear as day, that's very obvious, but nobody really cares enough to close it. And for a long time, there was debate about whether you could actually do it and literally convert it the same day, or if the IRS would say, that wasn't a real thing, you're not allowed to do that. The IRS did come out, I think it was a few years ago now, and said, it's up to Congress to fix this. Congress wrote the rules that clearly state you can do this. So if Congress doesn't want you to be able to do it, they need to fix it. Doing the backdoor contribution, the IRS couldn't care less. Again, none of this is tax advice, but that's basically what they said. There is one big caveat. So there is a rule where all of your IRA accounts, including different types of IRAs like SEP IRAs, they're considered one account for you, even if they're literally in separate accounts. So if you have a $100,000 traditional IRA, you cannot go and make a $6,000 non-deductible contribution into a separate traditional IRA and then convert that. If you do that, then what's called the pro rata rule is going to apply. And they're going to say, okay, $6,000 of it was non-deductible, but the $100,000, that was all deductible, basically taxable conversion money to you. So if you convert the $6,000, the vast majority of it, 95%-ish of it is going to be taxable. So what you could do is if you can move that into a qualified plan like a 401k or 403b, move the $100,000 over to that first, then do your backdoor Roth, you could still be able to do it. That's a way to get around it. But if you have a sizable IRA and there's no real way to move it into a qualified type account like a 401k or a 403b, you're probably out of luck and you can't do the backdoor Roth IRA contribution. But if you're anybody else, even if you're making $150,000, $200,000, you want to make a Roth contribution, as long as you don't have another traditional IRA sitting around, you can easily get around it. Pretty simple to do. All the big custodians, Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, they're all pretty used to it by now, so they make it pretty simple to do all the paperwork. There is a tax form that you have to file with it. If you do your own taxes, I'm sure you know how to look it up and figure it out. If you work with somebody, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it answers questions you have about backdoor Roth IRA contributions.